Have you ever, like, really stopped to think about what it takes to get a new jacket or maybe a pair of jeans? From that first idea, the designer's sketch, all the way into your actual closet.
Right. It's quite a journey.
It's way more than just a cool design. It's this incredibly complex process. You've got sourcing materials, maybe from halfway across the world.
Yeah. Managing suppliers, hundreds sometimes.
Exactly. Overseeing manufacturing, logistics, quality control, getting it to the store shelf.
Yeah.
It's a marathon. So many moving parts.
Definitely not simple.
So today we're doing a deep dive into something you probably haven't thought much about, but it's absolutely key to how modern fashion works. We're talking about Apparel Product Lifecycle Management software, PLM for short.
That's right. And PLM software, it's much more than just some niche tech tool. You should think of it as the digital central nervous system for a fashion company.
The central nervous system, I like that.
Yeah, it helps them manage basically everything from those very first creative ideas, the design stages, product development,
Okay.
all the way through sourcing the right fabrics, managing manufacturing, which might be in, multiple factories globally,
Right.
and even prepping products for retail and getting them distributed. It's really about taking this incredibly complex, often kind of fragmented process.
Totally. Spreadsheets and emails everywhere, usually.
Exactly. And streamlining it, putting it all into one integrated real-time system.
Got it. So our mission for this deep dive is to really unpack the insights from a recent market forecast report.
Yeah.
It looks specifically at this software market from 2021 projected out to 2033. We want to get into not just the big numbers, but what they actually tell us about where fashion is heading, and maybe even about how, well, almost everything we buy gets made.
Absolutely. The implications are broader than just apparel.
Okay, so let's unpack this, starting with the big global picture. The growth trajectory here is, well, it's pretty impressive. It really points to a major shift happening.
Yeah.
So back in 2021, the whole apparel PLM software market, it was valued at just under $1 billion, around 883 million.
Right, 883.1 million.
Okay, 883.1 million.
Yeah.
But if you fast forward to 2033, the projection is for it to more than double, hitting almost $2.1 billion.
That's a big jump, over double.
It is. And that kind of steady acceleration works out to a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR, of nearly 7.5% over that whole period, 7.48% to be precise.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is that this isn't just, slow incremental growth. It really highlights a fundamental pivot.
A pivot, yeah.
For so long, like you said, companies had these fragmented processes, patchworks of spreadsheets, emails, maybe some old database, manual tracking.
Nightmare.
Yeah. This sustained growth, it signals a clear move towards genuinely integrated digital systems. And it's driven by this universal need for just better efficiency, getting products to market faster.
Speed is everything now.
Exactly. And being adaptable. Consumer tastes change on a dime. So it's about survival, really, staying competitive.
Okay, so that's the global view. Big growth. Clear shift towards digital integration. But let's zoom in a bit. Where's this growth actually, really taking off? Where are the engines?
Good question. The regional breakdown is quite revealing.
Right. So first up, Asia Pacific. Looks like an absolute powerhouse in this market.
Definitely the leader.
Yeah, it's projected to grow from just over $300 million back in 2021.
314 million, roughly.
Right, 314.38 million.
Yeah.
Up to over 800 million by 2033. That's 803.86 million projected. And that gives it the highest regional CGR we're seeing, right? 8.15%.
That's correct. Highest regional growth rate. And within APAC, you've got some major contributors driving that. China, for instance, is huge. Projected to go from about 97 million to over 250 million. That's an 8.34% CAGR itself.
Wow.
And Japan is strong, too. But here's where it gets really interesting, I think.
Okay.
India.
India. Yeah, I saw that. It's showing a really explosive growth in this area, isn't it?
It really is. It's projected to nearly triple its market size, from around 41 million, 41.18 million in 2021 to over 116 million, 116.56 million by 2033.
And the CAGR.
A powerful 9.07%. That's significantly higher than the regional average.
That's a massive leap. So why India specifically? What's driving that kind of acceleration?
Well, the report actually notes this connection directly. It mentions heavy digitalization in fashion supply chains within India.
Okay, so it's very targeted.
Exactly. It seems to be a strategic push. And you can see why India might be such fertile ground for this. You've got a rapidly growing domestic market demanding faster fashion cycles.
Right, huge young population.
Exactly. Plus a really strong and growing tech talent pool. And then there are government initiatives like Make in India, pushing for digital efficiency across manufacturing and supply chains.
Ah, so it's like a perfect storm of factors.
Pretty much. And it's not just India. We also see other strong growth rates in APAC. Singapore's at 8.62%, Southeast Asia as a whole at 8.86%, so the whole region is dynamic.
Okay, interesting. Let's shift gears. What about North America? Still seeing strong growth there, too.
Yes, definitely a strong upward trend. The market there is also projected to more than double.
Right, from about 272.9 million in 2021
Correct.
to over 600 million by 2033. That's like 608.7 million. And the CAGR is solid, 6.92%.
Yeah, solid growth. And unsurprisingly, the United States really dominates that region, accounts for the vast majority of that growth, projected to go from roughly 226 million to almost 500 million.
Okay, so the U.S. is the giant there.
But don't overlook Canada.
Ah, okay. What's happening in Canada?
Well, it's a smaller market overall, obviously, around 35 million in 2021.
Right, 34.65 million.
But it's actually growing faster than the U.S. within North America. Its CAGR is projected at 7.54%.
Oh, interesting. So smaller base, but accelerating faster, projected to hit almost 83 million.
Exactly. So something dynamic happening there, too.
Okay, good catch. Now, across the Atlantic, Europe, how's the picture there?
Europe's market is also expanding significantly, again, projected to more than double, from about 180 million in 2021
180.15 million.
to just over 400 million by 2033. That's a 7.00% CAGR overall for the region.
And within Europe, any standouts?
Germany shows particularly strong growth. It's projected to go from around 35 million to over 85 million, maintaining a really robust CAGR of 7.72%.
Higher than the regional average again.
Yeah. And the UK also shows solid performance. Pretty close behind Germany. It's 7.37% CAGR. So, even in these very established fashion markets,
Like Germany and the UK.
the push to digitize the core processes is clearly very strong. France and Italy contribute significantly too, of course.
Makes sense. Okay, what about South America?
South America's market is growing steadily too.
Yeah.
Expected to go from nearly 60 million, 59.17 million in 2021 to over 145 million, 145.28 million by 2033. That's a regional CGR of 7.76%, slightly higher than Europe and North America, actually.
Really? That is interesting. Anything specific driving that?
Well, what's especially noteworthy there is Argentina. Yeah, its projected CAGR is an impressive 8.23%. It's going from about 12 million to over 31 million.
Oh, wow. 8.23%. That's up there with the faster APAC countries.
It is. And that kind of rapid adoption in a market like Argentina is often a key indicator. It signals broader market acceleration in the region, showing that even, let's say, developing fashion industries are making these significant digital investments.
Got it. A sign of things to come, maybe. Okay, and finally, let's briefly cover the Middle East and Africa.
Sure.
The Middle East shows strong growth, right? A 7.70% CAGR overall. And Africa looks solid, too. 6.79% CAGR regionally.
That's right. And for the Middle East, the UAE really stands out. Very high CGR projected there at 8.33%.
Okay, UAE at 8.33%.
Yeah, going from about 6.6 million to over 17 million. And Turkey also shows strong growth, around 8.06% CAGR. So those look like particularly dynamic spots for PLM adoption in that region.
And Africa.
In Africa, South Africa's market is expanding at a healthy clip, 7.33% CAGR, projected to go from about 8 million to over 21 million. And Nigeria is another key growth area mentioned.
So even regions sometimes overlooked in these global tech trends are clearly prioritizing this kind of digital transformation in their apparel sectors.
Absolutely. These aren't just Western or Asian phenomena.
Right.
So if we try and, connect all these dots to step back and look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, what does all this regional data tell us overall?
Well, what these numbers paint, I think, is this powerful, really undeniable global trend. It's not just about specific countries anymore or just the traditional fashion capitals. It's the entire apparel industry, like worldwide, leveraging technology. Why? To manage these increasingly complex global supply chains.
Which are only getting more complex.
Exactly. And to meet consumer demands that are changing faster than ever, demanding more personalization, more sustainability information.
All things PLM can help track.
Precisely. So this widespread adoption, across such diverse economies, from established markets like the US and Germany to rapidly emerging ones like India and Argentina, it just highlights this universal critical need, a need for better control, better visibility, more efficiency over that entire product journey.
From the first sketch to the final sale.
Yeah. It's about turning potential chaos into a cohesive, manageable process.
So, okay, let's bring this back to the listener. What does all this mean for you? Why should you care about this seemingly niche software market?
That's the key question.
Well, I think understanding this apparel PLM software market gives you a really powerful lens. It lets you see these broader trends in digital transformation that are happening across all industries.
It's a case study, in a way.
Exactly. It shows how even really traditional kind of old school sectors like fashion are becoming fundamentally tech-driven, not just on the website or the app, the front end stuff.
But not just e-commerce.
But deep inside, in their operational backbone, how they design, source, make, and move things. It's really about seeing how data and software are becoming central to pretty much every product you interact with.
Yeah, influencing its design, its cost, how quickly it gets to you.
Everything. This kind of digital evolution, it isn't just for tech companies anymore. It's reshaping, well, every corner of the global economy.
Well said.
So we've just taken quite a journey, haven't we? Getting our heads around the apparel PLM software market. We saw its impressive global boom.
That near 7.5% CAGR overall?
Right. And then we dove into those regional hotbeds. Asia-Pacific leading the charge, but with really surprising rapid growth rates popping up in places like India.
Over 9% CAGR there.
In Canada, faster than the U.S.
At 7.5%.
And Argentina, hitting over 8%. It's really clear that these digital tools, they aren't just nice-to-haves anymore. They're becoming essential, a necessity for the modern apparel industry to even function, let alone innovate.
Absolutely essential for survival and growth. And, considering how absolutely critical this product lifecycle management software is becoming for the global apparel industry,
Yeah.
it raises an interesting question, I think, for you, the listener, to maybe ponder.
Okay.
What other industries out there, maybe ones we don't typically associate with, cutting-edge tech or big digital shifts, what other industries might be on the cusp of a similar massive digital overhaul?
Where else is managing that whole product journey becoming totally paramount?
Exactly. From the very first concept right through to the end customer, and maybe even beyond, into recycling or end of life. What other sectors are facing that complexity? And if they adopt tools like PLM, what new opportunities might that unlock?
Opportunities for businesses, but maybe for consumers too.
Potentially. It's definitely something to think about. Where else is this digital transformation wave heading next?
Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a really powerful force that's quietly reshaping the entire global fashion industry. From the initial concept right through to what ends up in your closet. We're talking about the apparel and clothing PLM software solutions market.
Right, PLM.
Yeah. And our mission today is, well, to understand why this tech is becoming so critical, what challenges it faces, maybe some unexpected ones,
Sure.
and the really exciting innovations driving it forward, basically giving you a shortcut to being well-informed on this.
Yeah, and it's fascinating because while many people might not even know the acronym PLM, this technology is fundamentally changing how fashion moves.
How so?
Well, how it goes from just a sketch, to a finished product that's sold globally. It's really about injecting speed, much better visibility, and even sustainability into what is, let's face it, a super competitive sector.
Okay, so let's zoom in on that. The core problem in fashion right now, these accelerating design cycles, customer expectations, always shifting.
It's relentless.
It really is.
Yeah.
So time to market is everything, right? Brands need to get collections from an idea to the shelf faster than ever. It often feels like this chaotic race.
Definitely.
So how exactly does PLM, Product Lifecycle Management, how does it step in? How does it bring order to that chaos?
Well, its core function, it really goes beyond just connecting departments. It's more about creating a single source of truth.
Oh, okay.
for everything, from the initial CAD files, the design files, material specs, vendor compliance documents, even detailed production schedules.
Right.
It ensures that real-time data flows across what can be an incredibly complex, often global value chain.
So for the brands themselves, I imagine the immediate benefits are huge then,
Oh, absolutely.
like drastically cutting down on those endless sample rounds,
Oh,
or maybe avoiding those agonizing approval lags we hear about.
exactly that. Think about it. If you have one unified system, you're not just reducing sample rounds, you're preventing those miscommunications.
The ones that lead to costly reworks.
Precisely. And staying ahead of those really rapid seasonal shifts, that becomes much more achievable.
Okay.
And that kind of speed, that precision, it doesn't just save money, it translates directly into a massive competitive advantage.
So it's about reacting quicker.
Yeah, reacting to viral trends almost in real time, allowing brands maybe to launch micro collections based on, fleeting demand. It fundamentally changes how fashion cycles can operate.
Okay, let's connect this to the bigger picture then.
Yeah.
It's not just about raw speed, is it?
No, not at all.
Because in today's really fragmented supply chain environment, materials from one country assembly in another, selling globally, brands desperately need control, right? Centralized control.
They absolutely do. And that's where the visibility piece comes in. PLM provides that clarity.
Oh, exactly.
Well, Apparel PLM solutions, they give companies that crucial end-to-end visibility over their vendors, their different production lines, all their materials. And look, this isn't just a nice to have. It critically boosts quality control and significantly minimizes risk across that whole value chain.
Why? Because everyone's on the same page.
Literally. Everyone is looking at the same data, the same updates in real time. No more conflicting spreadsheets flying around.
Okay, so bringing it back to the listener. For you, the consumer, what does all this behind-the-scenes tech actually mean? It's not just getting trends faster, is it?
No, I think it's far more profound than that. For you, the consumer, this could mean seeing, say, a viral fashion moment hit stores in just a matter of weeks.
Wow, because the brand can just respond that quickly.
With incredible agility, yeah. Or maybe having full confidence that your favorite brand truly tracks its ethical supply chain, from the raw material right through to the finished product you hold.
All thanks to PLM working behind the scenes.
Exactly. Working diligently, it could potentially shrink design cycles from months down to weeks. It enables things like test and learn manufacturing, maybe even empowers hyper-personalization down the line. It really alters that consumer-brand relationship.
Okay, here's where I think it gets really interesting. Sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like that's become a massive driving force behind PLM adoption lately. What are you seeing as the biggest pressures there, forcing brands to use these systems for, like, eco-reporting?
You're absolutely right. It's a huge shift we're seeing. You've got tightening environmental regulations popping up globally,
Right.
and eco-conscious consumers. They are demanding transparency like never before. Brands are under immense pressure to report their sustainability metrics.
What kind of metrics?
Things like their carbon footprints, their water usage, proving organic certifications, recycled content, you name it, and the ability to effectively track these things. It's just not optional anymore.
And this is exactly where PLM systems really shine, I assume.
Precisely. They enable brands to track and, crucially, report this critical data across the entire life cycle of every single garment.
Every single one.
Potentially, yes. This helps fashion houses meet their ESG goals, environmental, social, and governance, far more effectively.
Right, ESG. We hear that a lot.
And the impact here is clear. This isn't just, good for the planet, though it is. It's rapidly becoming a strategic imperative.
Why strategic?
Because brands need it to meet those evolving consumer expectations, to avoid accusations of greenwashing, and frankly, to maintain their market position. It's really becoming a key part of brand integrity now.
Okay, but of course, implementing a system this transformative,
Yeah.
it's not always smooth sailing, right? There must be hurdles.
Oh, definitely. Speed bumps, for sure.
What are some of the biggest ones companies face when they try to adopt PLM?
Well, the primary barrier, particularly for smaller brands, maybe emerging designers, is often the sheer cost.
Price tag.
Yeah, the cost of implementation and then the customization needed. Setting up PLM involves deeply aligning it with, say, existing pad tools.
Design software, yeah.
Right, and redesigning entire workflows to actually match the system's capabilities. And then, crucially, you have to train cross-functional teams.
Which takes time and money.
Exactly. All of that can come with a steep price tag, certainly.
It sounds like a massive undertaking. Are you seeing pushback? Maybe from smaller brands feeling it's, I don't know, an unnecessary luxury. Or there a human factor involved too?
That's a great point about the human factor, because many design and production teams, they still rely on traditional tools.
Like spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets, yeah, or maybe a patchwork of older, disconnected systems. Shifting to a unified PLM platform requires a pretty significant cultural change.
Not just technological.
Not just technological, exactly. And some organizations, frankly, just aren't prepared for that level of internal disruption, and that can create a lot of resistance.
I can imagine.
And then on top of that, there's the sheer complexity of data integration itself. Handling unstructured files like initial sketches, detailed tech specs, maybe old historical records.
Trying to digitize all that.
Yeah, trying to bring decades of varied information into one system. That can lead to resistance or, at the very least, significant delays during the rollout process.
Understanding those challenges really helps us appreciate the sheer scale of the change happening here. It's not just installing new software.
No, it's a whole new way of working, fundamentally.
But, okay, despite those hurdles, innovation is actively pushing the market forward. In some fascinating ways, actually.
Absolutely.
What's one of the major trends you're seeing that's really changing the game?
Well, a really major trend we're seeing now is AI-powered PLM design.
AI. How does that work in PLM?
Think about it. AI that can analyze trends, colors, patterns, market data, all in real time.
Okay.
Now, this isn't just about automation. It's enabling designers to make far more informed, more creative decisions. It shortens that crucial feedback loop.
From what the market wants back to the drawing board.
Exactly. Right back to the sketchpad.
Yeah.
It even allows for things like predictive design, which is incredible when you think about it.
Wow. Okay, and another trend I've heard about, cloud-based modular PLM platforms.
Ah, yes, the cloud.
How have these changed things? Especially maybe for those mid-sized companies that might shy away from those huge traditional enterprise investments.
Well, what's truly transformative here, I think, is how these scalable software as a service tools, SaaS tools, have kind of democratized access.
Made it easier to get into.
Exactly. Access to advanced PLM capabilities. They make it much easier for brands to collaborate across continents, integrate new business lines more smoothly.
The cost.
Crucially, they lower those upfront costs significantly, which makes them especially appealing to those mid-sized apparel companies looking for agility, but without needing that huge traditional enterprise-level investment.
So it's like getting the power without the massive initial hit.
Pretty much, yeah, like having all the power, but with a much lower barrier to entry.
So what does this all mean for how teams actually work together day to day? It sounds like collaboration and maybe mobility are really becoming the heartbeat of modern PLM systems.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. We're talking about things like real-time supplier portals,
Okay.
mobile-friendly approvals. So, a designer could approve a fabric sample from their phone anywhere in the world.
Wow.
And even virtual sampling features, things that drastically reduce the need for endless physical prototypes.
Which saves time and money again.
And materials. This isn't just about convenience, right? It's about accelerating decision-making and literally breaking down those geographical barriers that used to slow things down so much.
So all these innovations together, they're making it easier than ever for global teams to work together seamlessly. This speeds up product development, boosts transparency across the supply chain,
Hugely important, transparency.
and drastically reduces those costly missteps or misunderstandings. It feels like almost a philosophical shift in how fashion gets made.
I think that's fair to say. It really is a fundamental shift.
Okay, so to summarize then, PLM solutions are, well, fundamentally transforming fashion, making it faster, definitely more digital, and significantly more sustainable.
Right. On all counts.
They really aren't optional anymore, are they? They seem truly essential for any brand that wants to thrive in this rapidly evolving landscape.
I would agree. Essential is the right word. Which leads to a really interesting thought, maybe for you listening.
Go on.
If PLM is truly essential for the future of fashion, allowing for this unprecedented speed and this deep sustainability tracking, how might it fundamentally change what fashion itself even means?
What do you mean?
Well, for consumers and brands in the very near future, will it lead to, say, hyper-personalized clothing created on demand? Or maybe entirely new forms of product ownership, new consumption models that we can't even really imagine today?
Powerful questions to ponder indeed. Well, we hope this deep dive has given you some valuable insights into this quiet but pretty profound revolution happening in fashion.
Hope so.
Stay curious and keep exploring.